On Tuesday, the first stage of the prisoner exchange swap between Israel and Hamas began. While Israeli soldier Gilad Shalit was transferred from Gaza to Egypt to Israel, the first half of the Palestinian political prisoners was released from Israeli jails. Of the 477 prisoners released, nearly half will be sent into exile. To understand the significance of the timing of this deal, the Real News spoke to Samah Sabawi, a political advisor for Shabaka, the Palestinian Policy Network.
The timing, really, of the prisoner swap was very interesting because it was at a time when Mahmoud Abbas was riding high in popularity amongst the Palestinian people, just after he had delivered his moving speech at the UN, in which he was calling for a declaration and a recognition of the state of Palestine. And Hamas was not doing so well. It was actually losing popularity at that time. And the limelight was all going to Mahmoud Abbas. And then suddenly, overnight, we've got all the media and all the attention focused on Hamas for being able to pull off this deal. The end result is this has empowered Hamas and weakened Mahmoud Abbas and has weakened the PA. And so I found it interesting yesterday when Mahmoud Abbas delivered his speech to the prisoners, when they brought them to the Muqata, he stressed the fact that it is not a secret that the PA is negotiating for the release of another batch of prisoners. And it just seemed like he was trying to say, I can do this too, I'm working on it.
As far as I understand, only 447 people are actually going home. The majority of them are getting exiled.
That's right, 205 of them will be deported and will be exiled. 18 of the people who are from the West Bank and from Jerusalem will actually be transferred to the Gaza Strip for 3 years.
Meanwhile, in Gaza, the return of the prisoners was received with celebration. Naser Najjar reports from Gaza City about two families, one anticipating the return of a released prisoner and one that is not.
This is the location of the 2006 capture of the Israeli soldier Gilad Shalit by Hamas military wing Al-Qassam brigades. Shalit was taken several months after Israel and the international community declared a boycott on the Gaza Strip in the form of a siege on its borders and prevented import and export, either by land, sea or air, as a result of Hamas party winning the 2006 elections. Following failed attempts to rescue Shalit, tensions between Israel and Gaza rose, until in 2009 Israel began a 22-day military assault on the Strip, leading to 13 Israeli and over 1,400 Palestinian deaths.
هذه صفقة قامت بها حماس. هذه عملية دفعت فيها 550 شهيد بعد الحرب التي شنت علينا في 2006. من يثق في الجانب الإسرائيلي؟
Netanyahu and Hamas both wanted to embolden once again the more militant factions in both societies and to get back on top of things because they didn't like the way that the statehood bid was going.
This agreement was received with great joy in Gaza as hundreds of families await the return of their family members. In exchange for Gilad Shalit, the Israeli government agreed to release 1,027 Palestinian prisoners. The Ahmad Abu Hasira family is one of the families anticipating the long-awaited return of their son, who spent 26 years in jail.
احنا قاعدين بنعد الساعات والثواني يعني بنستنى فيه بننتظار واطول ساعات هذه الساعات اللي جايه يعني لانه لفتره طويله وفجاه هيك الصفقه تمت واحنا يعني كان الحدث كبير الحدث كان كبير انه اسير له 35 سنه وفجاه هيك بدك تستقبله وبدك تستناه وبدينا نجهز له في بيته ونجهز له في مكانه وننصب له الخيمة عشان يعمل فيها الاستقبال المهرجان إن شاء الله وبدأوا الشباب يعلقوا له من رايات وبدأوا يحطوا صوره وإن شاء الله يعني هينا بنستنى فيه وبنستنى إن شاء الله وإن شاء الله الفرج قريب له لكل العصر.
العلم والإيمان والصبر، وربنا استجاب لنا بعد دعاء طويل الحمد لله رب العالمين. نلنا المنال الحمد لله، والله حررنا الحمد لله. وأنا بالنسبة لي بالنيابة عن كل إخواني، من لا يشكر الله لا يشكر الناس. أنا بشكر إخواننا في حركة المقاومة الإسلامية حماس، وخاصة كتائب عز الدين الخسام وألوية النصر صلاح الدين، وخاص بالذكر أصحاب معركة ألوية الوهم المتبدد اللي صنعوا لنا هذا المعجزة وهذا الفرح والعرس الكبير.
According to statistics by the Prisoners' Rights Organization at Damir, Israel holds over 7,000 political prisoners. Half of those on the list of release were counted on the condition that they be exiled. For the return of those who will make it to Gaza, Hamas organized one of the biggest celebrations in Gaza history. Aya was a new bride when her husband was arrested by the Israeli army 5 months after their wedding. She has been awaiting his return for the past 20 years. Her husband was not on the list of those to be released.
كنت أتمنى إنه نحتفل بعيد زواجنا، ولحتى الآن أنا بستنى في اللحظة الإفراج عنه حتى نحتفل بعيد زواجنا الأول.
Aya has dedicated much of her time to fight for the rights of political prisoners.
سلامة يعني كثير لما أنا كنت أزور يكون ابن طفل صغير تركه قبل ما صار طفل صغير، أو ابن روضة أو لسه رضيع، لما يسأل لي كيف فلان أقول له والله فلان اتجوز، والله فلان خلف عنده ولد. مش قادر يستوعب الأمر اللي هو قاعد فيه في السجن، أو أنا أستوعب يعني في يوم من الأيام إني أنا لما أشوف هذا الطفل أو الناس اللي تجوزت معايا عندهم أطفال عندهم أولادهم كبرت، يعني اللي جوزوا معايا هي أولادهم في ثانوية عامة، لما أنا أشوف طفل في الثانوية العامة يمكن إن أنا أبكي.
So while hundreds of families are celebrating the return of their loved ones, including the Shalit family in Israel, thousands of Palestinian political prisoners remain in jail. For the Real News, I'm Naser Najjar in Gaza City.